Hi guys, so my name is Claire Elms and I'm an emotional wellbeing consultant, and I thought I would do something a bit different in the Christmas virtual markets this year given the horrible climate and the horrible year that we've had. What I wanted to do was to look at what I could do to give you something for free, because do you know what, we don't do that enough, do we? With everything is kind of buy, but what my plan is to give you guys a 4-day challenge that I ran in my group, which is a really powerful challenge to help kickstart some new routines and new habits. So let me tell you a little bit more about me. So I work with people where there's been some significant things that have happened in their past, or for instance, COVID is causing a lot of kind of trauma related symptoms, things such as anxiety, things such as overwhelm, things such as negative thoughts, all of that stuff that that this kind of year has kind of given us. It's been a really difficult year. I created a plan and I ran a challenge in my group in Facebook back in October, and it was really good, and it really helped people to start to make some shifts in their life. And we know that the small changes have a massive impact. Sorry, I've bought a new light thing and it's impacting my eyes as I start to talk. So I wanted to give you guys something that you can have for free, that will show you a little bit about what I do and who I am. And obviously I run lots of paid one-to-one stuff. I'm running paid group courses as well, and what I'm also doing is a free Facebook group which is brilliant for everything to do with well-being. So we have different topics every week. We talk about different things. It's a space for people to share anything that they feel is important. I'm getting different related companies to kind of get involved. So things like yoga, things like sound baths, things like candles, and anything to do with well-being really. So people are jumping in, therapeutic stories. People are jumping in with things that they can bring as well. And also I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of support every week as well around different topics. So it's a really great resource, so get yourself over there and have a look. So the virtual Christmas market is going to be basically geared up for looking at this free challenge. It will basically, if you sign up to it, there's a link page, you sign up to it and it will be a 4-day automated email set up on your email. So you'll get an email every day with a video, with some tasks and a PDF set up. So that's kind of it. The videos are about half an hour, and it's just a space and an opportunity for you guys to get involved and try something different. I'm also offering free support within the group, so do get involved in that. And I'm also offering paid vouchers. So vouchers, if you know of anyone that is struggling at the moment, I do a lot of different approaches. So I do things like EMDR, which is a trauma-based approach, and it focuses on like shifting the trauma within the brain. So I offer that to adults and to children. And that is often if there's been something significant. So it might have been things like bullying or bereavement or parental separation, or a specific incident, like a car accident or something quite traumatic that someone has been through. So there's that. I offer play therapy for children, which is like a non-directive therapeutic approach to help children with self-esteem, anxiety, all sorts of things really. So there's that. And then in terms of teenagers, I do a mixture of different approaches, looking at how to support them with self-esteem, exam pressure, overwhelm, anxiety, any significant traumas that they've been through, sort of anything really. So again, there's that. And with adults, I look at kind of a variety again, the same sort of thing. So looking at trauma-based approaches, looking at what I call NLP, which is like more of a life coach type world, where we look at the things that have impacted on our beliefs and how that impacts on us as a person. So we have a system where you know, things are not factual. The world is based on our perception of the world, and two people can experience the same thing and have a completely different perception, and that's because of how we view it and our thoughts that go within that. So if I give you an example, I suppose if you think about something that you know, a kind of a thought that someone that's feeling a bit overwhelmed or feeling a bit anxious would have, maybe, you know, that they're not good enough, that things are a bit so everything's too much, life's not worth living, all of those things. Actually, if we start to have those thoughts on a regular basis, that feeds into like our behaviours and our actions and what we do afterwards. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. It's like, you know, you have those thoughts, you start to feel anxious, you start to feel depressed, you start to feel low, you start to feel helpless, you start to feel hopeless, all of those things. And then that leads into like potentially some negative behaviour type things that we do. We might stay in bed more, we might watch TV, we might not want to go out, we might not do anything. So there's lots of different things that can kind of come from that. So it's all stemming from our thoughts, and doing those kind of actions like reinforces those thoughts and it carries on again. So you know, what we use a lot within lots of different approaches is how to shift the thoughts, because by shifting the thoughts it helps to shift the behaviours, and it's not as easy as just going, oh well, I feel like things are bad, so I'm going to think that things are good and everything's going to be good. It doesn't work quite that easily. There's a long process that we sort of take you through to help you get to that point. So if people are struggling, that's something that I do quite a lot within both my adult work and my children work as well, because it's really important and it underpins a lot about how we perceive the world and how we then put out into the world as well. So there's lots of stuff that I do around that for people. So yeah, so it's a bit about giving back this year. So I thought it might be helpful to run through a little bit about what to expect from this challenge. So it's a 4-day challenge. It's called COVID Crusher. And I'll run through a few of the kind of themes really, because I think it might be helpful for you so that you know what you're signing up to. The first day we talk about what we call the circle of life. It's getting a sense of what's important to us as priorities and expectations. So, you know, we kind of look at where we're at now, what's important to us, and then we look at some simple goal setting. So looking at what we want to achieve, where we want to get to. You know, when we know where we're going to go, it makes it much easier to get there. So so we do a lot of that stuff. And then that's the first couple of days, and then the third day is about positive thinking. So some of what I was just talking about, like reframing the thoughts, looking at how we can do that for ourselves, getting some positive affirmations out there, and also about self-care. You know, we as a society, we do not value self-care, and self-care is so important in terms of helping us to deal with all the stuff that's going on that we can't control. You know, we can control ourselves, and quite often once we start making that decision, start valuing and respecting ourselves, everything else falls into play. So it's really, really, really important. It's always the last thing on everyone's list, but it should be at the top. So there's lots of conversations around self-care, what we can do, how we can do that. And then as well, the last day is about nutrition and exercise, diet and exercise, because we know that you know, diet, exercise, sleep, you know, which I haven't covered in this, but is another major thing that we do look at in the group. All of these things kind of play a major role within how we function and how we can get the best out of everything. So all of those things are really, really good to look at. In the group as well, when I ran the challenge, I had someone come in and do what's called a sound bath. And for those that haven't heard about a sound bath, it's amazing. It's like a 10-minute relaxation thing she's done for us, which is you know, really, really, really good. And what that does is it helps us to really kind of relax There's loads of stuff around the importance of sound. So I'll let you, if you're interested, go and have a look in the group, because I'm not taking that, you're not going to get that through on your emails. That's just an extra thing that we did as part of the group. So it's staying in the group, so it'll be there. So yeah, so I just wanted, this year for me is about giving, this is out there, this has been done, lots of people have found it really helpful. There's some reviews on my Google My Business, there's reviews like on my Facebook page around it, so do have a look at what other people have thought, but do get stuck in with that. If you're interested, I've got an email mailing list which will bring you through into my world a little bit. It will give you all the top tips into your email as well, so lots of resources and stuff that will go into that for you over the next few months. And yeah, just get in touch with me if you've got any concerns, or you're worried about anybody that you care about, or you're worried about yourself. Maybe the self-care thing struck a chord and you went, actually, you know what, I really need to deal with this thing that happened 20 years ago, or whatever it is, do get in touch. We can talk through stuff. There's payment plans available for the work that I offer. There's we can structure it in a way that suits you, but yeah, it's about taking that first step in the right direction and really getting stuck into it. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say, but yeah, do reach out. I've got a link for my discovery calls. Do reach out, book an appointment if you want to ask anything, or you're not sure about anything, or you just want to say hi, or you just want, anything you like, just get in touch and we can have a quick chat about how things are going for you and try and help you move through whatever it is that you're experiencing at the moment. This year has been full of challenge, and I think if we can take something and use it going forward into next year, then I think that's going to be an amazing thing to do. So so do get in touch. Also, I'd love if you do the challenge, do get in touch with how your experiences are. I haven't set up the Facebook group for that now, but do message me as you're doing it and say, it's something about accountability within that as well. So if you want to just send me an email and say, oh, I've done day one today, have a bit of a question about this, or I'm not sure about that, please do that as you go along. And also, feel free to join the group and you can ask those questions in there as well. So yeah, so I hope it's been helpful. Looking forward to getting to know everybody. Take care. Bye.